focus on growth. This is part 4. I'm going to recap just a little bit of some of the things we've said, okay, the foundation actually of our discussion, and then we're going to go into the content for today. So we said that growth is your design, okay? You were designed to continue evolving till you exit the earth. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. And what we mean by that is this: when you are not growing, fulfillment will elude you. I told you that growth is a requirement. To maintain relevance on earth, you have to keep growing. And number 3, focus inspires recognition. When you focus on growth, you will recognize learning opportunities faster and you will be able to make the most of them. So in the course of, our discussions in the last 4 weeks, we identified 3 areas of focus for personal growth. Okay, 3 areas of focus for personal growth, and that is mindset, personal efficiency, and then association and environment. We've taken time to look at mindset, we've looked at personal efficiency, and tonight we are going to look at association and environment. If you missed any of the sessions before now, you can go to my YouTube channel, just search for Segun Oke on YouTube. All the previous sessions are on YouTube. And of course, you can check my page here on Facebook. The previous sessions also are there. And we even have clips that you can quickly watch and, catch up, okay, and cover the material we have covered before now. And this is what we're trying to say. You have to keep growing, okay? You have to keep growing. And for you to keep growing, you need to focus on these 3 areas. Your mindset, the way you think. Personal efficiency, that is how to get the most done with minimal resources. And then the one we are looking at tonight is association and environment. Okay, association and environment. All right, I was reading on medium.com and I saw this beautiful description of environment by Jerry Roma, and I want to share it with you. He said, essentially, your environment is made up of everything from the people you spend the most time with, the space you walk and live in, the things you read, listen to, and watch, the people you follow on social media, and much more. Okay. So when we talk about environment, we're talking essentially about the people you spend time with. Okay. The most time with. We're talking about the space where you walk or live in. Okay. That's your environment. We're talking about the things you read, the things you listen to, the things you watch. We're talking about the people you follow on social media. Okay. These are the things that make up your environment. Now, the big idea I came to share with you tonight is this: your environment conditions your productivity. Your environment conditions your productivity. And this is what I mean by that. Your environment determines or influences your thoughts, your belief system, your mindset, your motivation, your standards, okay, the goals you set for yourself. Your environment determines all these things. Let me describe it to you this way. When you raise a lion cub with puppies, it would only learn to bark and not roar. When you raise a lion cub with puppies, it would only learn to bark and not roar. In other words, when you continue to function out of an environment that is below your installed capacity, you will not attain your full potential. I'm sure you have heard this illustration given before. When they say that when you put a shark in a tank or in a fishbowl, they say it will grow to about 8 inches and then stop growing. But that when you put the same shark into the ocean, its natural habitat, it grows to about 80 feet or grows to about 8 feet or beyond. But then I was reading online and I saw somebody, present a different perspective to it. The person said, when you place a baby shark in a fish tank, the baby shark will die long before it can outgrow the tank. It will die of poor water conditions and or stress long before growing physically large enough to be of any risk or to be any risk, or to be at any risk of breaking the bowl. So we've heard it before that, look, your environment can limit your potential. But what I discovered is It's not just about limiting your potential. Your environment can crush you long before you grow enough to even understand, okay, or even desire to pursue your potential. Your environment is important. There are people listening to me right now. There are dreams within you, and those dreams are limited. They are bottled within you. Inside you, you know that you are a different person. You are a better person. You desire more, but you are in an environment where the constant thing you hear is no, there's no resources. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. Let me say this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's everything wrong with that environment. Buckminster Fuller was an American neo-futuristic architect. He said something about environment and growth. Let's consider it together. He said, everyone is born a genius, but the process of living degeniuses them. Look at it again. Everyone is born a genius, but the process of living degeniuses them. Okay, and what we are saying is this. You can improve your results through hard work, through smart work. Okay. You can target success. You can work very hard, but you need to realize that is just one aspect of the formula for success. The other aspect is environment. Listen, the right environment will increase your productivity. The right environment will increase your effectiveness. The right environment will improve your motivation, and it will help you to produce greater results. And this is what we are saying. All the strength, all the hard work in the wrong environment will not produce for you as much as you could if you are in the right environment. John Maxwell explains the law of environment in his book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And he said that, this is what he said about the law of environment. This is what he called the law of environment. He said, growth thrives in conducive surroundings. Growth thrives in conducive surroundings. And in the book, and I'm going to advise you, if you have not read that book, please find a way, lay your hands on it. The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. In that book, John Maxwell advises that you change yourself and then also change your environment. He said, if you change yourself and you don't change your environment, your growth will be slow and difficult. If you change your environment and you don't change yourself, your growth will be slow and less difficult. But if you change your environment and then you change yourself, you grow as a person, then your growth will be faster and you will be more successful. Another thing John Maxwell said in that book, as a matter of fact, it's in chapter 6 of the book. Okay. He gave a number of statements and I'm going to share them with you right now. As a matter of fact, I want all of us to do this exercise together. Get a writing material. All right. We're about to take a very, very, very simple assessment. Get a writing material. And this is what's going to happen. I'm going to present to you a number of statements. All you need to do is write true or false. Okay. At the end of each statement, of course, we don't have enough time for you to copy out the statements. So all you need to do in your own writing material is to just write true or false. Number 1, true or false. Number 2, true or false. Number 3, true or false. And just do that. Okay. There are 10 statements and we're going to go through them together. What do we want to do? We want to assess if currently you are operating in the right environment. Okay. We want to assess the environment you live, the environment you work. Okay. The environment you are doing life out of. All right. So let's do the test together. Everybody get your writing material and let's look at these statements together. Number 1, others are ahead of me. Just write true or false. If this statement is true concerning you, just write down true or false. If you want it to be fast, just use T or F. Now, number 2, I am continually challenged. In other words, you are operating in a place where you are continually challenged. Just put true or false. Number 3, my focus is forward. My focus is forward. If that is true, write true. If it is not true, write false. Number 4, the atmosphere is affirming. Okay. The response is either true or false. Number 5, I am often out of my comfort zone. Just respond true or false. Number 6, I wake up excited. True or false. Number 7, failure is not an enemy. In other words, in the environment where you work from, it's not a problem if you fail. Perhaps the only problem is if you don't learn from your failure. Okay, but you are encouraged to experiment. You are encouraged to try even if you fail. And then if you fail, you are encouraged to try again. That's what it means by that statement. Failure is not an enemy. Number 8, in that environment, others are growing. The answer is true or false. Number 9, in this environment, people desire change. And then number 10, growth is modeled and expected. Right? True or false. I'm going to give just about 3 or 4 seconds for those who probably didn't start on time. So just look at those statements one after the other and respond with true or false to each statement. Of course, you should, at the end of the day, you should have 10 responses, and then I'm going to tell you the answer, or rather, I'm going to give you the result of the assessment. Okay? Go ahead and do that now. All right. If you answer false to more than 5 of the statements we just looked at right now, your current environment may be hampering your growth. You will need to determine whether you need to change or you need to improve that, environment in order to reach your potential. What are we talking about? We've been considering 3 major areas of focus when it comes to personal growth. If you want to keep growing, you've got to what? Work on your mindset. You've got to work on your personal efficiency. And of course, what we're talking tonight about, you've got to be able to work on your association and your environment. Now, we've been talking about environment. Like John Maxwell says, growth thrives in conducive surroundings. We've taken the assessment to find out whether your current environment is, conducive for growth. And whatever your response is, okay, now it's time for us to grow. All right, by placing ourselves in better environment. And so when we talk about environments, you need to understand essentially your environment is determined by relationships. Okay, your environment is determined by relationships. And that's why this third area of focus is about association and environment. Okay, association and environment. So your environment, of course, is occupied by people, is conditioned by people. All right. So we're going to switch a little bit into talking about your associations now. Now, the message I brought to you is this. If you manage your relationships with sentiments, you will not grow. If you manage your relationships with sentiments, you will not grow. I want you to let that statement sink in. If you manage your relationships with sentiments, you will not grow. One statement I've made repeatedly, over and over again in the course of our time together is that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships. So many months ago, I think it's over a year ago, I heard Mr. Niyi Adesanya make this statement and he never left me. He said, nobody steps up in life. Everybody gets pulled up. Listen to it again. Nobody steps up in life. Everybody gets pulled up. In other words, if you are going to live where you are and you are going to move into another environment, it is because somebody who is already inside the environment, there is an insider who is going to bring you in. That's what he meant by nobody steps up in life. Everybody gets pulled up. So if I'm going to get better, it means I'm going to have to broker relationships with people who are stronger than I am. And this is what I realized. If you are not above me, you cannot pull me up. Okay? If you are not above me, you cannot pull me up. If you are not better than I am, you cannot make me better. If you are not stronger than I am, you cannot make me stronger. I want to believe you have seen this illustration, okay? I've seen several videos online, okay? And they use this illustration to teach people how that you don't lose anything by helping other people. And this is the way it goes. I was going to do the demonstration, but I figured we don't have enough time. And it might probably even just distract me a little bit from the focus for tonight. But then you see a guy with 2 lighters, okay? And then the lighters symbolize 2 different people. And then he presses the lighter and the 2 of them produce flame. Then he drops 1 lighter into a cup of water. Of course, the lighter gets wet, and if you bring it out of the water and you press it, it's not going to produce flame anymore. But then if you press the lighter and then you press the one that is still dry and move it closer to the one that is wet, the one that is wet will produce flame. Of course, there's gas inside the lighter. The only problem is that the stone where it sparks to create fire is now wet. Okay, but then this other one is dry, so it produces fire. And I was even watching the video very recently, and then something occurred to me. For this lighter on the right, just use your imagination with me. For this lighter that is dry to ignite this one that is wet, it is because this one on the right has not been subjected to what this other one has been subjected to. This is what I'm saying. So if I take 5 wet lighters, there's nothing I can do to make them produce flame. If I, gather 20 wet lighters, there's nothing I can do to make them produce flame. But if I bring in 1 dry lighter, I can ignite the 20 wet lighters. What am I trying to say? It is not about how many of us are in the association. For us to get better, there must at least be one person that is better than the rest of us. And that's what I mean, that if you manage your relationships with sentiments, you will not grow. If you continue to do life with people who are not stronger than you, who are not better than you, you will not get better. It does not matter how much we care for one another, how much we love one another. I need you to get what I'm saying. We are talking about growth. We are not talking about happiness. You don't need better people to be happy. Okay? We're talking about growth. If you must grow, you must interact with people who are stronger than you. You must interact with people who are already living the life that you aspire to live. I put it in a beautiful statement I don't want you to forget. To keep growing, you must place yourself consistently in the environment of people who excel in your field. Okay? To keep growing, you must place yourself consistently in the environment of people who excel in your field. I'm going to advise you to target the top 5% of your field. If you are going to keep growing, find your way to be in the environment of the top people in your field. There's a lot you can do to be in the room. Number 1 is through service. Okay, when you solve problems for people who are stronger, people who are more successful than you are, they will welcome you into their community. Okay, so you need to understand everybody has something to offer. Everybody has something they can do for people who are stronger than them. Service is key. When you serve people that are stronger than you, they will invite you into their community. Time will not permit me. And by the way, we've taken time to, speak along that line before. Now I'm just going to encourage you to go to my YouTube channel and check previous materials where these things are covered. There was a teaching I did, a 3-part teaching that I did titled 360-degree relationships. All right. We covered some of these things there, so I don't want to belabor the issue. But 2 weeks ago, I asked you to ask yourself a question. How do I become the person that the people I want in my life or need in their lives? Let me say it again. How do I become the person that the people I want in my life need in their lives? Because where a lot of people make mistakes is, they've heard how that I need to relate with people that are stronger. I need to relate with people that are better. But you need to realize those people too have an idea or have a desire of the kind of person they want to do life with. I've discovered that the best of relationships are symbiotic. Okay? They are mutually beneficial. You must not be in a relationship with a beggar's mindset. What do I mean by beggar's mindset? A beggar is willing to receive without giving. Okay? Don't be that person who wants to receive without giving. Therefore, I want to share with you 8 qualities that will make people want to associate with you. Let me set it up this way. We have said for you to keep growing, you need to consistently be in the environment of people who are stronger, people who are better than you. Now, those people have desires. They have needs. They have standards of the kind of persons that they want to do life with. And that's why we're looking at 8 qualities. In other words, if I want to relate with stronger people, with better people, running after them is not the key. The secret is to develop myself into the kind of person that they want to do life with. I learned so many years ago that the wisdom of the number one man is to surround himself with people that are better than he is. Therefore, the wisdom of the number 2 is to what? Is to find an area where he is better than number 1. So when I talk about people are stronger, people are better than you, I don't mean it. I don't mean to say that you are inferior. Okay? That they are stronger than you may be that they are stronger in an area where you aspire to grow. You probably are stronger also in an area. You may not be better than them, but you are so strong in that area that you can solve problems for them. One thing you must never do is to approach your relationships with a sense of inferiority. Everybody is valuable and everybody has something to offer. So quickly tonight, let's look at 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. What I am saying is, once you build these qualities into the fabric of your life, once you imbibe these qualities, you become the person that people, no matter how successful they are, okay, they will want to associate with you. So consider with me tonight 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. Number 1 is success. Success. You must have some wins under your belt, no matter how small. Okay? The size of your success will determine the size of your attraction. The size of your success will determine the size of your attraction. I have found out that everybody has a need. Everybody has a question. So when they look out for relationships, they are not looking for liabilities. They are looking for assets. So no matter how much you think you need, if you don't come across as somebody who is successful, you are not going to be attractive. Now, it doesn't have to be big wins, but you must just be that person who knows how to desire something, how to dream, how to pursue goals, and how to hit his or her target. It's very important. Now, listen to this. Let me illustrate it this way. A big organization wants to employ. They are looking for young people, maybe in their 20s to employ. And then they say you must have had maybe a first class or a 2-1 in your first degree. Now, when they employ you, they are going to train you, they are going to pay you, and over time you are going to grow on that job. But what makes you attractive to such an organization is before we came into your life, you were successful. That's why they say you must have made a 2-1. Okay, of course, the degree, or the grades you made in school is not reflective of your true capacity or potential, but people must just have a way that they measure. So it's important as you approach people for you to be conscious of what you have done, okay, where you have succeeded before, because the size of your success determines the strength of your attraction. I'm reminded of the story of David when he was to fight Goliath and he was brought before King Saul. And King Saul said, you are a child, you are a little boy. This person is a veteran, he's been fighting since he was a youth. You don't have what it takes to fight him. What did David do? David described his success. He said, I was taking care of my father's sheep and a bear came and I took it out. A lion came and I took it out. And what was he saying? I have a track record of success. Okay, it's important. If you want people to associate with you, you must be a successful person. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something big. No matter how small it is, you must learn to set goals and attain goals. You must learn to set goals and attain goals. The first quality you must develop is success. People are attracted to successful people. Number 2 is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. This is the capacity to be aware of, to control, and to express your emotions. It is the capacity to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. Okay, that ability that makes you read between the lines, that reads a room, that makes you socially and situationally aware. That's emotional intelligence. Your EQ, okay, determines your attractiveness. The degree to which you can you don't have to be told. The degree to which you can understand feelings. You can control your feelings. You can understand other people's feelings and then, influence their actions by influencing their feelings, okay, determines your attractiveness. That's number 2. Number 3 is optimism. Optimism. That's the ability to maintain a positive attitude and to respond positively in the face of adverse circumstances. Okay, optimism. We are looking at 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. All right, we have looked at success. We have looked at emotional intelligence. The third, like we said, is optimism. Okay, successful people are incurable optimists. If you want people to love you, you want people to want to work with you, to be around you, you've got to be a positive person. You've got to be able to maintain a positive outlook on life, no matter what it is that you are dealing with. All right, quickly, number 4 is independence. Independence. What does that mean? It means you have a mind of your own. It means you make your own decisions and you take responsibility for your actions and for your outcomes. Let me say it again. To be independent means you have a mind of your own. It means you make your own decisions, and it means you take responsibility for your, actions and your outcomes. To be independent is to know the difference between being helped and being carried. There are 2 different things. Okay? Being helped or being carried. What does it mean to be helped? Okay, everybody needs help. So, but even though somebody is helping you, you are taking responsibility for the outcomes. You are not just, slouching and just, if you don't help me, I am done for. People don't like such people. Nobody wants to associate with a liability. If you're going to be attractive. Now, this is interesting. Let me say this to you. At the end of the day, where we are going is interdependence. Okay? Excellent relationships, okay, they are made up of interdependent people. But if you are not dependent, okay, or better still, if you are not independent, then you are not dependable. If you can't take care of yourself, if you can't make your own decisions, if you can't take responsibility for your actions and your outcomes, I cannot lean on you. I'm willing to help you, but I don't want to carry you. There are 2 different things. Okay, helping you, it means I'm taking out of what is mine and then I am offering it to you. You will take responsibility for the actions and for the outcomes. But carrying you means that you have added to my problems. And you know what people do to problems? They solve problems. Okay, you don't want to be the kind of person people want to let down. People want to, put away because you cannot stand on your own. When you can stand on your own and I can stand on my own, then if occasionally I am injured or wounded, I can lean on you. But when I am carrying you, perhaps you are the reason why I am wounded. So I will have to leave you. I will have to set you down. So you've got to be independent. You've got to have a mind of your own. You've got to be able to make your own decisions, and you have to take responsibility for your actions and for your outcomes. I learned this so many years ago. Successful people don't fix the blame. They take responsibility. Okay? They take responsibility. And quality number 5 is uniqueness. We're looking at 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. Number 5 is uniqueness. All right. What does that mean? It means that you know what is special about you and you own it. Okay. It means that you know what only you can do better than others, and then you do it consistently. There's something special about you. There's something special about each and every one of us, but not everybody is conscious of it. Some people compete instead of collaborate because they don't understand their uniqueness. And what we're saying is, no matter how strong anybody is, there is something they cannot do. And no matter how weak you think you are, there is something you can actually do more than every other person. To be unique is to know it, understand it, own it, okay, and then supply it consistently. Quality number 6 is humility. Humility. Humility is the absence of pride. Humility is the absence of pride. Humility is the ability to see value in others and to be willing to learn from them and to get along with them. That's humility. If you forget everything I've said today, remember, humility is the absence of pride. People are attracted to the humble person, to the person that understands I am special, but other people are equally special. To the person that understands I am not better than anybody. I am just privileged. And every other person is stronger in an area where I am not as strong, even though I may be stronger in an area where they are not as strong. That is humility. Humility is not denying your strength. Humility is not deflecting compliments. No, that's not humility. No. Humility is understanding that others are strong. I am strong. Everybody is valuable as I am valuable. That's humility. Number 7 is generosity. Generosity. To be generous means that you are willing and eager to share your personal resources with others. The willingness and the eagerness to share your personal resources with others is what generosity. When you are the kind of person that does not hoard ideas or opportunities, when you don't hold on, arrogate all the powers to yourself, when you are the kind of person that empowers other people, that gives opportunities to other people, that shares the credit and shares the limelight, you're a generous person and people want to associate with you. And number 8, I think I have saved the best for last. As far as I'm concerned, I think this one is the most important. The number 8 quality is loyalty. Loyalty. Okay, loyalty. It means that you are committed to others through thick and thin. That's loyalty. It means that what you say in somebody's presence is exactly what you are going to say in their absence. What you do in somebody's presence is what you are going to do in their absence. Loyalty is maintaining your commitment to people that you associate with when they are not there to see you demonstrate the commitment. That is loyalty. And if there's any quality a lot of people, run short of, it is loyalty. You see, competence is important, but there are levels in life that even if you get there by competence, the only way you are going to stay there is that you understand loyalty. What have we done tonight? We have examined 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. For the benefit of those who joined us after we had started looking at the 8 qualities, let's just run over them once again. 8 qualities that make people want to associate with you. Number 1 is success. No matter how small, you must have a track record of wins, under your belt. Number 2 is emotional intelligence. You must understand how you feel and how other people feel, how you control yourself and how you can influence and inspire the emotions and the actions of other people. That's emotional intelligence. Number 3 is optimism. That's the ability to maintain a positive attitude and to respond positively in the face of adverse circumstances. Number 4 is independence. You must have a mind of your own. You must take responsibility for your actions and your outcomes. And number 5 is uniqueness. Uniqueness. You must know what is special about you and own it. Number 7 is humility. Number 6 is humility, the absence of pride. Number 7 is generosity, the willingness and the eagerness to share your personal resources with other people. And of course, number 8 is loyalty. And that is what? That you are committed to others through thick and thin. What you say in front of them is what you say behind their backs. And it is with that that we come to the end of tonight's session.